We'll bring this committee meeting to order. First thing we'll do, since we do have a quorum, is we'll review the minutes. But before that, seeing that there's no audience, we will close public comments. You have a copy of the minutes in front of you. Once you review, I just need a motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
All right. All in favor? Aye. Motion or the minutes are approved. Jason, do you want to go through your presentation and your budget first, or you want to
Doesn't matter.
tackle this?
Way, if you want to do that, knock out that amendment.
Okay, you got a budget amendment in front of you. And this is basically, it's not any new money, it's transferring funds from advertising to equipment to cover a new computer for the need.
Motion to approve.
Second, all in favor, say aye. Oh,
No, you know how like when you go, your car's starting to have trouble, and then you go to look at another car, and then your car seems to have all kinds of trouble like that, or your washing machine, or anything. Not Chris, but my wife, Brady's computer died twice today. I'm like, as soon as we said something about amendment, you're dying. So,
there you go.
so can we go on and overspend on that line until this passes through and get that up there?
So we can adjust this amount if they approve for the adjustment
Okay.
to compensate for that. So, but we want to take care.
Well, no,
of
I mean,
it.
it's gonna be, that's the money that, she was starting to have issues with it.
Okay.
But now it's getting worse. So it's not a second computer we're having an issue with. It's still Brittany's the issue with is her mind. It's becoming more urgent. Man, it is.
All right, with that, it's approved. And then I'll turn it over to our director.
All right, we'll try to get through this real quick on director's report. Hotel numbers, main thing, occupancy right now, looking at 65% for a running 12-month occupancy, average daily rate of a little over 100 for the last 12 months. That is down about 5% from last year. We're seeing that as a nationwide trend. So basically it's just consumer confidence returning anytime there's a major, issue with presidency or something like that. So we're seeing it across the country. Seeing more in luxury 4 and 5 stars, so it's not an issue. Not too concerned in the fact that my co-star right here, they're showing 14 new hotels, either in permitting, planning, or pre-construction phases in the county.
Wow.
So you're looking at adding over 1,900 rooms in the next 4 to 5 years. So they know more than I do about what's going to happen and what's
Yeah.
going. So we're looking at adding 75% more for hotel rooms. So that's fantastic. Meeting today, I had a meeting with Matt Ricci at Nashville Super Speedway along with Annie, I can't say her last name, she's the new president of the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix. Penske has taken over from Big Machine as the promoter of the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix. That is a fantastic thing, and the fact that they are running 7 other races across the country. So they understand promoting. Scott Rashetta and the Big Machine crew, they understand, let's get some musical acts out there, but these guys understand, promoting the race. I had concerns. I voiced those with them. We've always been really great with the Nashville Super Speedway team. It's Nashville Super Speedway. We get Nashville, but it's in Lebanon. It's in Wilson County.
Yeah.
Don't forget us little guys. Just because the Nashville CBC has multi-million-dollar, that we're still here and you're still in our community. And I was very much in agreement with that it's not going to be overshadow this to worry about that. I told him, I said, I want to see more than 840 and 40 being used in Wilson County when you're here. So we're going to meet with her as far as pushing our hotels and different meetings, stuff like that. I will say, and I don't know, as of this year, the special event fund is paused. That $1.250 million that we had given us through us to the Music City Grand Prix. They changed the verbiage on that to go from 3 years consecutive to 3 years alternate. So it was on last year, off this year, on in 26, off in 27, on in 28.
Why?
I had no idea. I wish I did know. some said I've heard talks of they want to see how well the event does on its own without the extra, million and a half. Honestly, I feel, and I'll get candid with you guys, I think it's a situation where this year, as you're gonna see basically from me next year, the state's ARPA funds are now gone as of this year.
Yeah.
So the $50 million budget that they've been working with the last 4 or 5 years is now coming back down to 25. The 25 million that the state or the federal government was giving to them is gone. So Commissioner Ezell is going to Governor Lee with a needs request of one-time 10 million and a reoccurring 15, or vice versa. I'm not sure. So I think in that they're just kind of, they don't want to show them throwing out too much money while they're asking for money.
No.
But the fund, I will tell you, the fund, when we filled it out, it was a 3-year deal. So it will be back next year, and then it will be back revolving. Talking to Ann with Music City Grand Prix of Penske, they have she said, we will run this race here until we absolutely cannot run it anyway. So originally this was gonna be a 3-year thing, and then everyone talked about, well, possibly going back to downtown after the stadium was complete and everything. No, not gonna be the case. So it's gonna be home here, and that's gonna be a fantastic 1-2 punch with NASCAR and things going on here. Gary Case, president of the Triple Crown of Rotting. I finally came to an agreement with him. He'd been bugging me for the last 3 years, ever since the Triple Crown came out here from Pigeon Forge when they moved out 3 years ago, about some sponsorship and some things like that. Well, the problem is the Embassy Suites in Murfreesboro was still the host hotel. And they're supposed to be, I'm like, Gary, I'm not giving you money while you're sending people that way.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen. So they came to a deal with Hilton Garden Inn, True by Hilton, to be the host hotel. Among that, I think there's 8 other hotels in the county. They've got about 800 rooms booked
Nice.
for that. So I said, okay, now, give me,
Yeah.
now your economic impact is looking to be close to 2 million those days. Now we can talk. Good. Thomas Wright, TriStar Kennel Club Dog Show coming in October. Those dates have now extended to a 5 or 6 day dog show. That is something that truly moves the needle in October for Hotel Motel.
Yeah.
You can see the blip on what they do. They bring in a ton to that. Mark Noble runs Cedar City RV. He's got Man Motorsports. He's an ARCA Series car. Hunter Wright, who's a local Gladeville driver. We're doing a sponsorship of them on his car. Good thing about that is we'll have that car for Speedway on the Square, which is April 26th out of the chamber. So we'll have that car wrapped with all of our logos there. They'll also have that car out for NASCAR weekend.
Oh, nice.
And it'll be running at Fairgrounds downtown Nashville. So that's a little shout out for us during that. Speedway Children's Charity with Nashville Super Speedway. We're continuing to work with that. Historic Lebanon, Wilson County Chamber, Mount Juliet Chamber, Downtown Lebanon Merchants Group, Cedar City Beer Festival. Those are all sponsorship dollars that we're working with, kind of getting our name out there as well as helping those out there like that. Publications that we've been in this past year: USA Today, Global Heroes, Wall Street Journal, Chicago version, Southern Travel, Convention South, Style Blueprint, Atlanta Braves mid-season or second half season programs, Titans Yearbook, Reds Yearbook, Sounds. So we are definitely getting the word out about Wilson County. All that. Our budget. I told you guys 2 years ago that I will have no additional needs due to ARPA. I will continue with that promise. I will have no additional needs this year. As I said, ARPA funds it's ending in 2026. And with that, as I said before, the Tennessee Department of Tourism and Development is going through the ask. You've seen what we can do with money. Now, can you step up and show what giving us money and reinvesting that contributed?
Right.
We will have a very similar discussion. I will hopefully just get the transcript from Commissioner Zell's speech and get it for you guys next year. But growth money's there. We're looking at 1.5 million in hotel motel tax in 2021. Last year we had over $3 million in hotel motel tax. So growth money that's there. When you look at even like the Ag Center Fund, which is 55% of the hotel motel tax funding. That's all. That started out as 922,000. Now we're looking at 1.6 million. So
Is that just to the county, not the cities? Or is that collective,
collect on that.
all of it? Cities get some of that,
No, cities will get an additional portion basically. So
Okay.
that tax collected is our county tax.
just county, okay,
Like Mount Juliet has a separate
right,
city tax that they're using their fund.
got it.
The 55 years were mentioned was our portion of the counties that goes to the Ag Center versus the tourism and development.
And like I say, that's something that, you know, with a little more money, and I'm not talking about 500,000-600,000, you know, looking at next year, just, but enough to, you know, prime example of Gary Case, with the Triple Crown, with $7,500 in sponsorship dollars I gave him. We've now flipped the script to where we're looking at $1.5 million or more in visitor spending coming to Wilson County as the most department. So I promise you, with a little bit more, I can do a lot.
All right,
You know, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I understand what a little bit can do to get. And like I said, it's a simple thing of, you know, they want $5,000 of sponsorship to offset something, and that will turn their heads, and that will change their minds of coming to Wilson County, staying an extra day, and things like that.
sure.
So, you guys see that right there? That is the qualifying sponsorship. We are, with the use of ARPA funds, we are the qualifying sponsor for the Nashville Super Speedway for the Xfinity Series race and Winston Cup. Oh my gosh, how old am I? The NASCAR Cup Series race. That's gonna be on CW for qualifying and Prime Video for NASCAR qualifying. Our logos will be all over that.
Nice.
In addition to that, if you look, I'll show you right here, like every email that they're sending out, every social media blast now has our logo on it as well. Right. So in other words, when you see the badges of the Friday night truck race, the Saturday Xfinity race, qualifying, NASCAR, we're one of 4 badges that are seen everywhere anything goes out for. So the word is out. for sure.
Yeah,
Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it that's going on. We can go right into
sure.
the
Any questions or topics for the director? Any motion?
Well, yeah, just want to wait, may not be the right time, but the salary increases we're working on for all county police, does that help them as well? Do they get those increases in staff? Okay.
So until I can get that from our, person that's working on it, I can't put that information out there, so it appears that their salary will stay the same
Sure.
right now, but just know that once we get that, we actually go in and do all the payroll and quarterly and stuff. And we'll know.
Good question. Any other questions or comments? Need a motion
Motion to adjourn.
to accept the?
To accept,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Second. No other questions? All in favor? Aye.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm
Yeah,
early.
we'll get there. We will get
Might
there.
still get the order.
Exactly. Yeah, so we'll go on to the budget. Do we want to turn that over? Would you like to speak to it or?
Looks like it's dropped, what, 10,000? Just about.
So that would be $10,388, but that is rollover. That's a restricted fund. I won't know how much money is staying in that line until the end of the fiscal year. So you actually have to get there before.
Sure.
We've got, there's some monies between ARPA and miscellaneous and marketing grants that we had that's gray area stuff I know for sure right now. As far as the budget itself, like I say, we're still status quo, just a little bit of movement of money here and there, and you'll see that in the bold squares.
And this is coming to us with a positive recommendation from the finance
Finance office.
office.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Need a motion then?
Motion to accept the budget. Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye. budget moves forward. And then the 5-year improvement, did you, anything that you wanted to specifically talk about on this, or is this just gonna be what's submitted
No,
along with the budget?
it's just the basic stuff, like I say, where our strengths are, where our weaknesses are. You know, you look at the first page, key strengths. We'll look at our proximity to Nashville being a super speedway, our municipal airport. A lot of great stuff there. Weaknesses is obviously gonna be budget constraints, understanding, embracing the benefits of reinvesting. The main thing, and this is tough to set and think about weaknesses, the main thing that is a physical thing is our lack of on-site lodging at the Expo Center. I can tell you that if there's any way to champion for that, that is when we go to meeting planner conventions and everything, when we're talking to these folks from Helms Briscoe, and of course, that's a company that's deals in doing meetings, you know, and they're like, I've got 15 meetings on my books for the next, from 27 to 28. I've got 15 meetings, they're 250 piece. What do you do? Do you have on-site lodging?
Right.
And that is our first and biggest strike that we get every time.
How do we, overcome that? What's that process look like?
Mr. Chandler, if I knew,
Yeah,
I'd have a shovel in hand myself. Really.
Is it like us giving land at the fairgrounds to some company or people be still and put a lodging out there? Or?
I mean, there's been several different scenarios passed around of like the dollar lease for 100-year type situation, those things that you hear about. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what that would look like. I don't know where. I know that the Purity Dairy area and that side beside it, I know they talk about the convenience center can be moved with not much issue. So all that, I don't know.
You mentioned, all the hotels that are already permitted for building and stuff. Are any of those in close proximity where they would consider that?
No, the closest one that you're gonna get of any of them is gonna be, I think it's a Marriott Grand Hotel, and it's gonna come right in beside my place, in between my place and Root Barn and all that down that stretch. That's gonna be the closest one built.
I know one of my good friends works for Performance Food Group, and they did some kind of convention or something there. And the renting out the place is cheap, very, very low to other type venues, but they spend money on buses to pick up their employees at all the different hotels. So they have people at hotels in Lebanon, people at hotels in Jewett,
Yeah.
and they just send these buses around and pick them up to get them there. But it would be cool if there was a hotel right there locally. That,
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, Commissioner, you said right there, the savings on the rental of that facility.
Yeah.
Is pennies compared to, you know, what you're looking at in
Yeah.
downtown Nashville, stuff like that. But it's the cost of, you know, getting some sort of transportation. And a lot of times, the price associated with the inconvenience, you know,
Yeah.
will outweigh that, and not having walking distance and perhaps restaurants or dining like that, so.
He said the comparison was, for what they normally rent these large convention halls out was very, very cheap.
Really?
Yeah.
It is there. It is ridiculous.
Very low.
You know, and I'm sure, like say, once an on-site hotel or something be built, then that price would probably go up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like he thought he was going in and gonna pay like 60,000 to rent it out, instead of paying 10.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
And that was for the entire facility.
sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But no, that's it. Like I say, you see some, website improvements that we're looking to do, infrastructure stuff, continue marketing and things. Staffing, I will tell you that, like say, the restructuring of staffing, I would think in the next 3-4 years is gonna be a must. Sunny, who's my admin assistant, I would love to get her into a executive assistant or similar role. She has been key in juggling through ARPA and these other grants and everything like that. She is doing above and beyond, you know, her job title, and her job is barely what, paying 35. You know, so I'd love to see that move up into something. And honestly, I'll be honest with you and candid with you, I'd like to see us all in the office move up to industry standards in marketing and tourism. I know that there was the pay study done and they were comparing and all this other stuff, but I never did get a straight answer on what they were comparing, because they talked about comparing to things in Mount Juliet, things in Lebanon. What is the county tourism director in Mount Juliet
Right.
get paid? What is it? I mean, it should have been compared to, well, what is a tourism director for a county that brings in $37 million in visitor spending getting paid?
Yeah.
Because those jobs are there, those jobs are out there. And unfortunately, those jobs are out there for my marketing specialist and my admin. So to get them to a place where you're looking at longevity, you're looking at quality of people, if you look at hiring a fourth person that would take on the admin, the invoice entries and stuff like that, while Sunny can handle that, and I can work on the grant writing, and once it comes in, then she can handle the.
I think next, not right now, but next rotation year is the year when they, as a commission and county, look at taking the county to a better level. I know they did the pay study for a lot of staff. It seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, if you even know, but like 10% where a lot of people needed to be at market. And I think this year we're trying to get to 6, right? And there was 4 goals. We were trying 3 or 4, but one was get them up. One was get them in their years of service gray, and there was one more. You know what that the third one was? Yeah, that was the third one that we couldn't achieve this year just because of funding would require a revenue increase.
Yeah.
I know
Probably not achievable, but we think maybe next year will be achievable.
I know they talked about putting money into the insurance fund. I'm not sure if that's what you're thinking of.
And so we're getting
Yes.
insurance fund this year, and everyone's getting their 2%, but also basically maybe in their grade,
Right.
4%,
So they're gonna shift the table to 4%, and then we're gonna shift everybody up.
up 2%, yeah.
Their
So,
percent.
still behind, but it's something. But I think, if you look at a political state of things, when can you get larger stuff approved, I'm thinking the next year, so win-win opportunities there.
Yeah, like you say, I think because, this position is such a small percentage of county employees. They're not looking at what you just talked about, your wheelhouse, and that's something we need to push forward.
Yeah, at least figure out, let someone let us know where their department falls in that pay study, and if it's an adequate comparison. It's not like you're comparing deputies.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what you need.
exactly, because we've got your information from, I can't remember the director for the state, but they were talking about comparable size of, cities and
Yeah.
revenue and kind of, you've already got some of that information, so maybe we can present that as well.
Do you want to ask the mayor about that? Me too.
I can.
Yeah, see what they compared their staff to, and make sure it's adequate. If it's super low, I mean, maybe it's something we can achieve this year just to get them a little bit closer to what they're doing.
I doubt it was compared to Davidson County, but I bet Rutherford and Sumner or some of the other.
Yeah, something like that would be legit to me, and see.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
I can, like say, we're ranked 10th in the state on that. I can give you 3 above me and 3 below me.
Yeah,
Just send that to me and I'll include that when I talk to the mayor. All right, I need a motion for sorry.
The date. The date for the.
Oh, we still have to approve the 5-year, motion for the 5-year development,
motion to approve.
Second.
right? All in favor? Aye. New business on the table, we've got to get, a date on the books for the grants. Grants, if you were involved with that last year, that's when we basically take grant requests.
Listen to all of them.
Chamber of Commerce and all that.
Yeah, it's typically about a 2.5 hour meeting. Needs to be done before the 21st. I just checked my calendar, which I'm not the end all be all. As long as we have a quorum, the 14th works for me. Which is a Monday evening.
Probably doesn't work for me, so I got to see the DOC that night.
Okay.
But again, I don't have to be there, but it's up to you. You have more.
Okay. Are you with 14th?
I'm okay
All
with
right.
it.
Let me throw the 14th out there,
Sounds
and
good.
if I get Danny or Kevin, then we'll have it.
Yeah.
All right, that'll work. I'll do that. Any,
14th, what time?
I guess early, right? So early we can, better, 5
I
o'clock.
would say 5.
Yeah.
Makes for a long day.
Yeah, all right.
And if I don't have anything important on the agenda for the next meeting, I'll be here.
Gotcha. Any, old business?
No, sir.
One more motion?
If anybody, is needing tickets to any of the races, or I'll have a few passes for the Triple Crown of Rotting. You know, it's just funny, you know, as long as you guys saw. That was part of our qualifying, is we had a pretty good amount of tickets for the races.
May 31st one.
May 30th, 31st, and then June 1st is the NASCAR. But the 30th is the truck race, the Xfinity Series on Saturday. They're all night races this year. So in addition to moving it up to where it wasn't in the heat of the summer of late June, they also made them all night races, which is fantastic in the fact that it is higher visibility television. It is a guaranteed extra night hotel stay. They're not going to the race and then cutting out, you know, it's 5 o'clock, we can get home, let's go.
Yeah.
The race is over at 10:30. They've enjoyed their $8 beers, they're going back to the hotel, you know, so that's it.
Great.
Awesome.
One more motion?
Motion to adjourn, second.
All right.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.